was a normal Thursday at Lincoln Middle School. I walked into woodworking class with the smell of wet wood flooding my nose as I entered the room. Today, I was working on my race car project. I was making a little red race car. I was whittling the wood perfectly to get a good grade. I have constantly been trying to focus on my grades, but it was so hard to constantly focus on my grades when I had to wonder if I was going to get jumped in the hallways. I had the special treatments of being bullied. From having to leave class 5 minutes early to avoid my bullies, to eating lunch in the teacher's room with the teachers instead of my peers. Just as I was whittling the perfect side mirror on the car, the classroom phone rang. I froze. I had gotten so used to getting called to the principal's office to discuss my harassment. As I looked over, my teacher was shaking his head, confirming my suspicions. He started to walk over towards my table. I was nervous. I did not know what was about to come. He came over and said very quietly, "The principal wants to see you in her office and bring her stuff with you." I was walking up the stairs, my heart beating out of my chest. I did not know what was going to come next. I entered the office, greeting the office staff. They all knew me by name now because of how often I came in and out of the office. I walk into the principal's office. I open the door. And to my surprise, with my sorrowful-looking teacher, principal, were my parents. My worry instantly grew. Me and my principal exchanged the typical banter, and then her tone shifted. She said, "So Kendra, I have something to tell you that I already shared with your parents. We can no longer keep you safe in this school anymore." I felt like I was going to be sick. My mom grabbed my hand and said to me, "Me and your dad decide for your well-being and safety that we can no longer keep you in this school anymore." I couldn't even look at my parents in the eye. I was getting kicked out of the only community I've ever known, all because of some girls disliking me. It felt like my power was getting taken away from my own parents. Everything felt out of my control. I walked back down to woodworking class. I had totally forgot what I was working on. I was in shock. Today was going to be my last day at this school. The day had went by so fast. I wish it would have just slowed down. I had shared with my parents that I felt that what they had did was not right in that situation. I've always wanted to feel accepted. I wanted, maybe even needed people who looked like me. I wanted people to understand the struggles of being a 14-year-old mixed girl. And yet I had nobody to relate to. I was not black enough for the black girls, and I went through struggles that the white girls didn't. I was two sides of a coin, both too black and not black enough. Tired of the bullying and upset that my parents took my power away from me by taking me out of my school system. Like I said, I still share with my parents to this day that I wish they didn't take me out of the school system. It felt like the easy way out. I understand I'm saying this as a 17-year-old girl and not a parent, but that's just how I feel. I mean, how else would I have learned to struggle productively in a community when things get hard and maybe even harmful? Maybe there could have been some resolution and repair, or maybe I'm being too idealistic. I mean, I'm so grateful. I had 2 parents that were there for me to support me and protect me for my well-being and my safety. I just don't know if it was the right way to go about this situation. It was my time to take my power back. So, with that, I decided to move to Windham Middle School. Windham was a huge change for me. This time, I was not white enough for the white girls. I still felt displacement in this community. I went through the controversies of going through this school. And with that, I met 2 girls of color who were going through the same challenges that I was going through. It had felt like a breath of fresh air. I had found people who were going through the same struggles as me. And once we started the Black Student Union, it had felt like amazing. I had finally felt accepted by the Black community. I had never felt that. And being accepted with the Black community showed me a lot in starting BSU. It showed me that you can start your own things. And you need to step outside of your comfort zone. That's what I had to do. I didn't think I was Black enough to step up and say, I'm going to start a Black student union. With all that being said, it showed me that people need to stop looking for a table. People need to look for something bigger than that. We need a space where everybody is accepted, respected, and made part of the conversation. So, to my bullies, to the parents who aren't letting their kids struggle productively, and to the kids who feel like they don't have a seat at the table. The table is not going to bring you joy. That's not what's going to bring you joy. What's going to bring you joy is finding people that choose you. People that are going to prioritize you and accept you for all of who you are. And lastly, to my generation, check in on your enemies too. You need to have the uncomfortable conversations with each other. That's the only way we are truly going to understand each other. Thank you.